Hi there. My name is Allison with Warrior 3 Martial Arts. And today for Montgomery College, we're going to be doing a 25-minute all levels chair yoga practice. So, what does that mean? It means chair yoga is great if you're in fantastic physical shape and you like a deep exercise. It's also great if maybe you're not so physically fit or active or just coming back from an injury. Some of the things today you can use at work, right? Or if you need to take a break in the middle of a day, right? Or you can do the entire practice at home. That's up to you. You can use just a basic folding chair. All right. So we're going to take a seat in this chair. All right. And as you're sitting, you want to feel some weight going over the soles of your feet. You want to sit up tall by circling the shoulders back and down. All right. And even though you're kind of relaxed, a little engagement in your belly to support your back. We always start with a moment of just silence, a way to plug in and connect and kind of ground the electricity that fuels our body. All right. So we're going to do that now just for about 1 minute. Close the eyes. Take a deep, full breath in. Relaxing breath out, and settle into your space. You have devoted this short amount of time to yourself. And yoga really is about the first couple minutes and the last couple minutes of class. Being able to slow down and reconnect. A time during our busy days, our busy lives, to really observe
¿Qué pasó? Ah,
and the most important thing we do every minute of the day is we breathe. As you're sitting here nice and relaxed, really exhale all the breath out of your body, even squeezing the belly at the bottom. And then inhaling through the nose, feeling the belly expand, the lungs expand, collarbones lifting, and then back out. You soften your collarbones, you soften the lungs, you squeeze the breath out of the belly, completely filling from the bottom, the middle, the top, completely emptying top, middle, bottom. Try that a few times on your own.
Lord.
And you can use breath work to help calm you down when you get that phone call you don't want, or you're stuck in traffic, or something happens at work. Take the time, chill out for a moment. Feel your breath. I guarantee you it'll help you. And now you can blink the eyes open. Open the feet a little bit. Hands on the knees, leaning forward a little bit. We're going to circle the body around the lap. Trace all of the edges like you're stirring a pot, right? Like you got a spatula and you're stirring a pot. Now remember, for all you at home, you might look totally different than me, right? You might want to go further. You might want to hold back. That's fine. I'm just kind of getting you started All right, you get to feel and look whatever works for your body. Switch directions. This is one of my favorite things to do. So easy to do something like this at work. And then you'll sit up tall, big breath in and out. And circle the shoulders back and down. All right. We're going to pick up the left leg, just up and down a little bit. How does that feel? See if you can sit up and not lean back, right? Nice posture supporting your spine. Then we lift up and out. Ooh, I feel a little tight there. I don't know about you, but it's okay. Honor yourself where you are. Good time to observe too in these early phases. Now we're gonna go hold it out, press through the heel, straighten the leg. You're gonna feel that thigh engage. Bring it in and in front of you. Out, extend, in front. Out, extend, in front. Now you're in front. Point the toe, extend the leg. Nice stretch, top of the foot and ankle. And draw a rainbow. This gets a little tricky. Oof. I bet your hips are a little tired. Don't worry, we'll switch soon. It's a great warm up. And again, try not to lean back. Try to sit up. Support your spine. Don't abuse it. And then release. Oh. All right, let's go for that other leg. Shoulders down the back, belly's engaged. And we'll start by coming up and down, using the leg to lift, right? You're using the thigh to lift up and down. Then we'll go up, out, in, down, up, out, in, down. And what comes after this? Up and out, extend, bend, in, out, extend, bend, in. Here's one more. Then we'll bring the knee in front, point the toe this time, and draw a little rainbow. And you might notice a difference, right side, left side body. And that leg is done. I got one more for our feet. All right. You know, we don't take good enough care of our feet and our hands and our wrists and stuff. Our feet support us throughout the whole day. One thing I like to do is I'm picking up a piece of trash with my foot. So big squeeze, you're picking up the trash, and then you're gonna toss it over there. Hopefully it's in a trash can, right? Pick, squeeze, really scrunch your toes. If you're at work, it's good to take off your shoes in the middle of the day, give your feet a break, and you can do something simple like this. How about just one more? Okay. Other leg, nice squeeze. It probably feels good for you to squeeze your feet in the middle of the day after they're prisoners in those shoes, right? Especially if you're wearing like heels or something like that. And let's do one more. There you go. All right. Now we're going to open up the legs a little bit. All right. And the heels are in and the toes are out. This is kind of like what we would call a goddess pose. And you're going to take left hand on the leg and then press the shoulder and look away. Come in through the center, big breath in. Exhale, switch. Inhale, center. Exhale, switch. Inhale, exhale. Right? You always inhale when you're lengthening or expanding, and you always exhale when you're squeezing. One more this side, and then one more the other side. And then heel toe your footsies together. All right, so we're gonna turn to the side of the chair, and I'm gonna turn so that you can see me a little bit better. Okay, I'm gonna do a chair twist. This is really nice, using the chair just for assistance. All right, so sitting up nice and tall, and we're reaching tall. All right, so the tush is really grounded. The fingers are lifted, right? But shoulders are back and down. And even just holding here for a minute is so good for your spine. Big breath in and out. Now we take a big breath in to lengthen, and then our exhale is going to grab the chair for a twist. Now, if you're able to, all right, go ahead, inhale to unwind. You can turn your knees to the side of the chair. All right, so if you're in a position to do that, big breath in. Exhale, look over the opposite shoulder. Now you're grabbing both sides of the chair, shoulders down the back, and you're pulling yourself into the twist just a little, right? You don't force yourself ever. Never force yourself, but a little coercion never hurt anybody. Every time you breathe in, you're lengthening. Every exhale, you're deepening. And now inhale to unwind. And we're going to go ahead and switch our twist. So if you need to stay facing front, you can, or you'll turn all the way the other way. Big breath in, stretch, shoulders back. Exhale, twist. So grab the chair, pull yourself up and around. And if you wanted to, you can extend one arm. You can extend the other arm, and then you're really holding yourself up with those muscles. And another breath in and out. Release the hands, breathe in to unwind. We're going to do one more stretch in the chair before we get out of the chair. All right, this one I really like. You're just going to take your left hand. You can grab it anywhere that's available, underneath of you, behind you, depends what kind of chair you have, but hold on real tight. As you're holding on in one direction, you're gonna lean the other direction. That's it, just body weight, just leaning, feeling a nice stretch, neck and shoulder, right? You might not even have to lean very far. You might lean like a millionth of a millimeter, or you might lean a lot. Just depends on your body. And then you can breathe here for, how many? 5 breaths in and out maybe. And then sit up and we'll switch. Remember, when you're at home, you can pause this video and you can hold stretches for longer or repeat them. Right? You don't have to do them in this order necessarily. And you can also just pick the ones that you really like. Right? When you breathe in, you just feel that invigoration. When you exhale, it allows you to sink a little deeper. We focus on the breath a lot in yoga because we think it's the most important thing, which it is. And if you don't believe me, just try holding it for a little while and you'll see. All right, now come back. Make sure you come back nice and slow and comfortable. All right, and we're gonna come out of our chair doing a couple chair poses. I call them rocket ships because at the end we're gonna blast off. You're gonna sit towards the front of your chair with some weight on the chair and with the weight on your feet. You want to feel evenness throughout all the parts of your feet. You want to be able to see your big toes because that means you're keeping your hips back. And just to show you real quick, whenever you're in a squatting pose or a chair pose, you never want your knees forward. It's always back. And if you're starting from a chair, that's going to help kind of train you a little bit, okay? So shoulders down the back. I'm going to start with my hands across my chest because it's very comfortable, and then eventually I'll show you how to go a little bit further. All right, now I'm just going to hover right over the chair. I can see my toes. I'm looking forward. My heart is facing forward. We're going to do this. Let's just do 3 times today, okay? Then we stand up. And then we sink back for our second one. So these are nice chair arms if you prefer to do this. Just make sure your neck is free. We'll rise up and we'll sit back one more time. This time we're going to hold it a little longer, a little longer, a little longer. We're going to challenge ourselves and we're going to make sure the breath is smooth, like in the beginning, all the way in, bottom, middle, top of the body. Exhaling, top, middle, down, right? Relaxing ourselves through the breath, even though this feels very challenging. And then we'll blast off like a rocket. Okay, let's do a few things out of the chair. Okay, now I'm going to turn it to the side just so you can see me. All right, now the chair is always here for you. I'm going to show you times when you don't necessarily have to hold on to it, but remember, you can use it, you cannot use it. It's just a prop to help you out. I'm going to stand on one side of the chair, okay? So right now, my right leg is right next to the chair. I'm going to step my left leg back. I'm on the toes. This is a lunge. All right, my hips are facing forward. It's a nice stretch in those hip flexors. And I've got one hand on the chair, and then I am one arm up. All right. And what I'm going to do now to kind of warm up is I'm going to straighten my legs and then bend my front knee and straighten and bend and straighten. And then I'm going to bend and hold. I'm going to take my top arm and pull my chin to the ceiling for a nice little back bend. Right? So it's more like I'm stretching the front body. I don't want to crunch the back body. So more like stretching the front. And then I'm going to sweep my fingertips forward. It's a really long line, fingertip to heel. Down and back. Down, forward, up. 2 more times, all right? We're going to exhale down and back. Inhale forward and up. And once more. And forward and up. Now, I'm going to wiggle my fingertips. I'm going to reach all the way across the right to the corner of the room. Big side body stretch. And then I'm going to wave my chest open. And it kind of looks like ballerinas, I think, do kind of dances like this, right? Maybe not from a high crescent lunge, but right, this should feel good. Big inhale as you open up. And then we'll come back to that high lunge. We got a big transition here. I'm going to shift all the weight into my front leg. I'm going to drag my back leg forward. And I'm going to take a little balancing posture. So I'm lifting the back foot off the floor. And I'm going to tip over a little bit. Or a lot. Right? This is a warrior 3 pose. And then come to stand and relax a moment. That was a lot on your front leg, right? We'll go ahead and do the back leg. All right. We'll just switch. I'm going to stand. All right. On the other side of the chair. All right. Now I've got my left leg against the chair. I'm going to step my right leg back and I'm on the toes. If you have any kind of pain, make your lunge very shallow, right? You don't have to step so far back, maybe just a little bit back, right? It's totally up to you. If you're feeling it, you're doing it, okay? All right, so I've got this nice lunge, arm up, shoulder back, and then I'm gonna straighten and bend. Straighten and bend. Okay, now I'm going to hold this lunge and I'm going to wiggle my top fingertips and they're going to stretch me up into a nice little back bend. Then I'm going to reach my fingertips forward, down, back. Down, forward, up. Forward, down, and back. Down, forward, up. We're going to go one more time. We've got an exhale and an inhale. Now my top hand is going to reach all the way to the left corner of the room. Nice side stretch. And then, hello. All right, so you can point to your back leg. You can point in any direction you want. And if you have any kind of a shoulder injury, right? Sometimes I bend the elbow. Maybe I'm bending and I'm holding on to it, protecting it. You find the stretch wherever you can. And now, take the arm back up, shift all the weight into the front leg, flex and lift the back leg, and then just tip forward a little bit. Find a little balance. And feet together. All right, one more pose that I feel like completes the yoga practice is our tree pose. All right, and it's very good to have the chair, even if you just have one finger on the chair, it can really help you with your tree. So I'm gonna stand on my right leg, I'm gonna lift my left, and I can put the foot right on my shin, right? I mean, could I go all the way up to the thigh? Sure, I could go to the thigh, or I could even leave a toe on the ground. The most important thing in all this is that you imagine what a tree needs to do. It roots and rises at the same time. And if you need the chair, right? Try it maybe with one finger on the chair. Constantly rooting and constantly rising. Think about like Alaska in the summer when the sun doesn't set, right? Things are just constantly growing. All right, so you feel really stable roots, trunk, and branches. But look, the leaves are free. That union of opposites. Let's hold this for 3 more breaths. 2 more. And guess what? If you wanted to take your finger off, you could. And there it is. All right. Tree on the other side. Root down and lift up, right? All trees are beautiful. It doesn't make you a better yogi if this foot is all the way up here and you're a hurricane tree. None of that matters, right? Stability, right? Nice, stable, safe tree, right? Roots, trunk, branches, and leaves, all their different functions. Hold this for 3 more breaths. And release. All right, we're gonna get ready to close out our practice. All right. And there's a few things you can do. If you're at work or you have trouble getting to the floor, you can just sit in the chair. All right, another thing you can do, and I'll just show you briefly, all right, is that you can end with your calves on the chair. And this is great because this is a little bit of an inversion, all right? And it's good to kind of just reverse the blood flow a little bit. You could add in more hips, more hip opener by putting your feet together, knees apart. So that's something you could do. I highly recommend that. You can also just sit down here. Circle the shoulders back and down. Maybe one hand on the heart, one hand on the belly, linking your heartbeat and your breath together. This is called shavasana, and this is really the whole reason why we're here. We'll do it for 1 minute together, but feel free to pause this video and stay here for 5 or 10 minutes. Yogis, take a deep breath in, reach your arms overhead. Seal your palms together, bring them in front of your heart. I want to thank you so much for joining me here today, but for also giving yourself this much needed gift of yoga. Namaste.